Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We're going to be checking out a video titled What Americans Need to Know About Driving in Europe. We all know I'm not European, obviously, but you know what I am? I'm living in Europe. So I can actually be the guy to actually say whether Americans need to do this or that, right? Because yeah, two sides of the coin. I got it right now. Anyways, but it's actually a humbling blessing to actually be able to drive in Europe. I literally have a what the hell is that sound coming from? I don't know. Anyways, it's really humble. It's a humble feeling to actually have a European driver's license. I none of my years thought that would be possible or would happen, but I do have one, so that's amazing. I can probably drive in most European countries. I don't know, but whatever. I do have a Finnish driver's license, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, we're gonna be seeing if this video is factual. You guys can let me know in the comment section as well, because maybe this video, maybe the driving rules in Finland is obviously different compared to other European countries because obviously it's not the same country. But yeah, let's see if this video is valid or not. If you guys have any recommendations, click that link in the pinned comment section, and you can recommend any video about Europe, and I'll check it out as soon as possible. It can also be about the United States in relation to Europe as well, obviously. And link for the original video will be in the description of this video. So thank you for watching, and as usual, let's get right into this video.
If you finally decided to take that driving vacation in Europe, there's some things you really need to know to make your trip a little bit less stressful. While it's not that much different from driving in America, there are some key differences to know about, but if you can drive in America, you'll do just fine in Europe. Unless you're going to be going to the British Isles, you get to drive on the side of the road that you're used to driving on. They drive on the right side of the road in Europe.
I still can't believe that when I was of knowledge that I was going to be moving to Europe, I was like, shit, like where they drive on? Like they drive the same way? Like I was very stupid, okay? The reality is I thought it was just America that drove like that, and I just didn't know. Okay, I didn't know. I was really like, ugh, embarrassing moments.
Like we do. Take time to learn what all of the signs are. It's really important to understand what the signs are. They are different from the signs we have, from the road signs to the speed limit signs, and some of these signs have meaning beyond just the words on the sign. The way I prepared for my first European trip was to go to the Wikipedia entry on European road signs and just kind of study them a little bit. Look through the countries you're going to go to and just understand them. You're not going to remember all of it, but at least you'll be familiarized with the different signs.
Yeah, and the reality is that the signs are not that common. You have to, find the common signs. Common signs are the most important ones.
A roads, which is their equivalent of essentially an interstate or a highway. The big signs do not tell you which direction you're traveling in. They basically tell you the big city at the end of the road that you're traveling towards. So you have to understand the cities that you're traveling towards so you know which direction you're going to go whenever you get onto a road. Take some time to get to know what the right-of-way rules are over there, especially for roundabouts. In general, their right-of-way rules aren't much different from ours. The person on the right has the right-of-way unless the sign says otherwise, but there are some differences. I'm not going to get into the details here. There's plenty of really good resources available to you online. Google is your friend here. There's even some places that have quizzes that you can take if you're the kind of person that likes quizzes. Really? I know that these things can seem like a lot, can feel a little bit overwhelming, but trust me, it's not that complicated. It's no more complicated than it is here. You just need to take some time, familiarize yourself with the rules so that you don't find yourself in trouble over there. I put some links in the description for sites that you can access this information for the countries you plan on driving to. And while we're talking about rules, the left lane is for passing only. You do not ride in the left lane unless you're actively passing a vehicle to the right of you. This is a rule, this is the expectation, and this is how they drive. And the speed limit is not always obvious. You need to understand there are certain instances where the speed limit isn't posted by a sign with a number on it. For example, when driving into or out of a town, there is a rectangular sign that tells you you are entering or leaving a city. When you drive past that sign, the speed limit is now 50 kilometers per hour. Unless
I've never seen a sign that looks like that. I don't know if it's probably because I don't know what country this video is coming out of, right? I think most Finnish signs, if I'm not mistaken, I think most of them are like blue. Yeah, most of them are like blue, yellow. I've never seen like a white sign like that before. Like I can't recall seeing that.
It's otherwise posted. That is just a rule that everybody understands. You will not necessarily see a sign telling you that the speed limit changed to 50. Also, you have to understand what the default speeds for specific types of roads are. The default speed for many roads is 130 or 120 kilometers an hour or 80 kilometers an hour, and it's
Yeah, you see, like he just mentioned something, and this is very important for Americans, right? Like he mentioned something earlier on in the video, and he says Google is your best friend, whatever. The reality is, he's saying a lot of things that's not how it goes in Finland. Like there's no speed limit. That I've seen in Finland since I've been driving in Finland that is over 100. I have not seen anything over 100. Maybe there's a sign of 120, I don't know, but I've only seen maximum 100, right? So, for example, like, I don't know.
not always posted. You just have to know what it is based on the type of road you're on. And then there will be further signs restricting speed on those roads or giving you guidance under certain weather conditions or traffic conditions. A
Yeah,
key
that's
thing to
foggy.
understand is that it is only on the Autobahn, i.e., the A roads in Germany, where there is not a speed limit. No other countries in Europe have this allowance to drive as fast as you choose. So when you see this sign,
Where
it doesn't
is
mean
this
there's
place? Where is this place? These signs look so different. Like, I can't recall what were all the signs that were there, but you had the 70 kilometers. I'm getting used to the kilometers finally. Like I was gonna say 70 miles, but whatever. You had the 70 kilometers right there, right? And that was literally flat out white with like what? That's the strangest looking I've ever seen.
no speed limit. What it means is that it ends all of the previously signed restrictions. You are now at the default speed limit for the road that you're on. And one final rule to be aware of is there's
Yes,
no such
no.
thing as a right turn on red in Europe. That is an American invention, and it's a great one, but it doesn't exist over there. And hey, if you're enjoying this video and want to see more of our travel related videos, please click the subscribe button below. It really helps the channel. Alright, so let's talk about speed cameras.
What about
I
speed
have
cameras?
never seen anybody get pulled over on the side of the road for speeding in Europe. However, I have gotten multiple speeding tickets in Europe. The way they find speeders in Europe is by speed cameras. These cameras are ubiquitous. Pretty much any town you drive through will have multiple ones down the main thoroughfare, and they will take your picture and you will get a ticket in the mail, often months later, and you won't even remember why. These cameras are on all
Months
types
later.
of roads, regardless of the size. One nice thing is that these tickets aren't particularly expensive. I think one of my tickets was 15 euros and the other one was 30 euros. I was able to pay at least one of them online. Another one I had to send a money order, so that was a little bit inconvenient. And if you are over there in a rental car, your rental company will charge you a $25 processing fee to send that ticket to you. As far as I can tell, a speeding ticket over there does not get reported to your American insurance company or go on your American driving record. But
Why would it go? It's not gonna go there because like it has nothing to do with the United
just be
States.
careful and trust me, there's a good chance you're going to get a ticket, but it makes for a nice souvenir.
No.
Gasoline is expensive in Europe, but the roads are very nice. And unlike in America, diesel fuel costs about the same as regular unleaded gasoline. One thing to be aware of is you have to understand the words for the type of gasoline that you're going to be using in the car that you rent. If you have a diesel car, you need to know what the local word for diesel is. Otherwise, you may mess that up.
Shit.
Many of the
Bro,
gasoline
like,
pumps
y'all seen the frown on my face because I was like, what are you talking about? Local word? What word? Like, ain't it the same word? Diesel? Gas? Like, I forgot that Europe is not. I literally had a blank moment right there. I was like, yo, what? What other word you got for diesel? Diesel. Like, what is dude talking about? But like, I forgot that this is Europe. Like, so many different languages. Wow, Europe is special. Like it's a really special place. It's really special. So many different languages, man. That's really impressive. But for any Americans who might be watching my video, translator. Use a translator. You go to the pump or whatever. just pop your phone out, use a picture translator. You have a Google Translator, it uses picture, and you just take a picture, it'll translate it. There's a setting on it where you can actually put detect language, right? And it will detect the language and translate it to English for you. And you can know what it is. And most of the time they're color coded, like the gas thingy, they're color coded. And yeah, the reason why gas is really more expensive in Europe, based off of what I've seen, is because of the grade of gas that you have here. In the United States, you'll have 87. Probably that's the lowest. I don't think I've heard of anything lower, but you'll have 87 in Finland, where I'm at. The lowest I've seen is 95. 95.
Self-service and are credit card use only. A lot of them require a chip and PIN card, which is a really difficult thing to find from an American bank. And what that is you insert the chip and you have a PIN attached to it. A lot of American cards are what they call chip and signature, and often you have difficulty using the gas pumps there. So if you don't have a chip and PIN card, you're going to need to make sure that you can find gas stations that are attached to a convenience store with a cashier so that you can go inside to pay.
Yeah, I've never
And
seen
another
one of those
expense that we
thus
need to
far.
discuss is toll. There's two different types of tolls you'll encounter in Europe. Some countries like Austria and Switzerland require you to buy a toll sticker, which allows you access to their highways. In Austria, you can buy a tourist sticker that's relatively inexpensive and it's good for a couple of weeks. In Switzerland, however, they only sell annual stickers. So if you want to drive in Switzerland, you're going to need to buy the sticker for the entire year. For 2023, the price of that sticker is around $45. So if you're going to be there for a week, that's really not too bad. But if you're going to be there for the day, that might change your plan. Germany has no tolls, but their gas tends to cost a little bit more. And in France and Italy, they have more what we're used to in America, where they have toll booths on specific roads. The tolls can get rather expensive. To be prepared and understand which lanes take cash and which lanes take credit, make sure that you have a credit card that's going to work with them. We have had problems in the past where our credit card didn't work. On our most recent trip, however, we had good luck with cards that allowed for tap to pay. But we always make sure we do have cash on hand in the event that a credit card doesn't work and we have to
Dude,
find a way to pay.
look at that sign that is telling you that the 50 zone has ended. Dude, these signs are where the hell is this guy at?
In any case, I would recommend that the first couple of times you go through a toll, you find the toll booth that has a cashier. That way, in the event you have a credit card that won't work for you, you can at least pay cash. Many of the parking lots in Europe are pay lots, and they tend to have self-service parking kiosks that you have to walk up to and pay to get a ticket for a specific amount of time. Again, make sure you have cash to pay for this. If you don't have a credit card that'll work, normally these require a chip and PIN card, so if you don't have one, make sure you have enough cash to pay for your parking. Another thing to be aware of is that they tend to drive fast on small, windy roads. I like driving fast. I like windy roads. I'm not comfortable driving as fast as they do on these small, windy roads. But no worries, you don't need to push yourself faster or pull over or anything like that. They'll find a time to pass you, and they'll pass you. Drive the speed you're comfortable to drive, and everything will work out just fine for you. Watch out for cows. Really, watch out for cows. There's a lot of cows, and sometimes they end up in the middle of the road.
Yeah, but where?
Make sure you
I don't know if I'm tweaking or something, but like, did he mention at all where he's at in Europe? Because I know damn well this can't be no Germany, right? And I know damn well it ain't Finland, because them signs look so different, right? Probably that only sign that looks similar right there is that pedestrian cross sign that is probably down there. I'm not sure if that's a pedestrian cross sign, but it kind of looked like it, but it probably isn't.
And the rules regarding international driving permits. Most countries in Europe allow an American to drive in their country. However, some do require you to have an international driver's permit. You can get these relatively inexpensively. We normally get one at AAA. Many people don't bother to get one. I think the only time anybody's going to ask to see one is if you're in an accident or if you get stopped for some sort of moving violation or something. But it's still best to just get one. They're not expensive, and that way it won't be a problem in the event that you need to have it. And one final thing that you need to know about driving in Europe is that it is the best way to get off the beaten path, away from the normal tourist areas, and go see really interesting and unique sights and attractions. If you want to learn more about driving in Europe, check out this other video about reasons why you should rent a car on your European vacation. Hopefully, I've been able to alleviate some of the stress.
Honestly, I'm not going to recommend it. I'm just being honest. Like, and you guys who are the Europeans can let me know in the comment section, would you actually recommend for an international person to rent a car in Europe because I personally wouldn't. Like American, Canadian, whatever you are, doesn't matter. African, Asian, Caribbean, Australian, whatever Ibian or, you know, whatever you are. I would never recommend you rent a car in another country unless you've had experience, you know, visually seeing how these people drive and how it is there because like I just wouldn't recommend it, you know, because personally for me, I literally live in Finland and I'm being honest, when I went from North Finland to south to more southern Finland, like it was actually mid Finland, not even South Finland, but you know, going lower obviously is automatically south, right? But when I went to about mid Finland, I was traumatized trying to drive there. I was literally traumatized. Like it was so different from North Finland because North Finland you don't really have a lot of people, and then in South the mid section it was like so much people, and you had to be looking here, looking there, looking there. It was overwhelming, and I felt like I just don't want to do this right now. Like I don't want to hurt nobody. I don't want to do nothing dumb. I wouldn't recommend it. I'm just being honest with you. I wouldn't recommend it. There's no need for you to drive. Like you gain nothing from driving, right? But you can prevent a lot of bullshit from happening. You know, if you go out there and drive. There's nothing wrong with renting a vehicle. I think I don't know if Uber is in Europe. I really don't know, but you can always get a taxi. I'd recommend taxis. Public transportation is pretty darn good in Europe. I'd recommend those things. Honestly, I would not recommend you to drive at all. But yeah, do whatever, you know, fits you best, obviously. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. I'm out of here. Peace.